Hi everyone, welcome back to Chalkboard Yoga Studies. I'm Jacob Kyle. Today we're going to talk about the concept of Sankalpa. Now, Sankalpa is something that you might have heard in the context of a yoga class. Often yoga teachers will invite you at the beginning of a yoga class to cultivate an intention or a Sankalpa. So, Sankalpa means intention or vow or a single pointed resolve to organize our energy according to a certain truth or value or principle that we're looking to allow to arise or manifest in our yoga practice. But what if somebody has an intention that perhaps is not so quote unquote high-minded? Like, for example, I'm in a yoga asana class and my intention is to get a great yoga body. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be physically fit. But if we're cultivating an intention to get something specific and then we don't get that thing, then the yoga tradition says that there is suffering. So an intention then, in this example, if it's grabbed onto, if we are attached to the end result of that intention, we could actually work against ourselves and produce more psychological troubles because we don't get the thing that we're intending. And this actually reminds me of a definition of Sankalpa that I found in an earlier period. There's as with many Sanskrit words, these words go through a variety of meanings throughout their history. And one of the meanings was, or definitions was, as it meant thought or conception, and it was often referred to as the great delusion. And why I think that is that anytime we attach ourselves to a thought or a conception and we make assumptions about the world working in a particular way because we believe it's supposed to, because we have this idea or this thought or this conception, the yoga tradition says because all things that appear, including thoughts, are malleable and changeable, if we are attaching ourselves to one particular rendition of that thought, then we're perhaps going to get upset, or we're going to induce or cause suffering in our life in some way, unnecessary suffering. Recently, a student came up to me and asked me a question that has to do with this very contradiction, or this very conflict that we're talking about. She said, isn't there something contradictory about cultivating an intention with your practice and then also having this principle of vairagya that we have in yoga, which means non-attachment? And it's often misunderstood, but essentially it goes back to the Bhagavad Gita, which tells us in one of its passages that we have a right to our actions, but not to the fruits of our actions. Well, what does that mean? Well, we have a right to do something in the moment. We have a right to act in a particular way and act in accordance with what we feel called to do, whether it is to live ethically or to move in the direction of some kind of principle or value or truth. But we don't have any right to what's going to happen after we act, right? Because that's out of our control. There are so many diverse forces intersecting to create reality at any given moment. All we can do is contribute our energy into what's happening, and then how things manifest afterward, we have to have a certain kind of flexibility toward. So the person who is cultivating an intention for a hot yoga body and then is suffering when they don't get that hot yoga body is somebody that has cultivated an intention and then attached themselves to the fruit of that intention, right? So when we cultivate a sankalpa in our practice, it's something that we are in the present moment continuously threading into our experience. We're continuously bringing ourselves back to our intention. We're consciously attuning ourselves to this certain directionality of movement toward. But we're not allowing ourselves to get too attached to the horizon line, right? To that which we're moving toward. We can, and of course, when we arrive at a certain place, if things don't look the way that we feel that they should, then we continuously come back to our intention and we continue to thread that intention into our life. But how things manifest in the future is not up to us. And we remain flexible as yogis, as seekers. We remain flexible to that horizon line. So I hope that little discussion has been useful to you in your understanding of Sankalpa or intention. If you'd like to see me talk about any specific terms from the yoga tradition that we haven't yet covered on Chalkboard Yoga Studies, you can email me at jacob@embodiedphilosophy.com. That's jacob@embodiedphilosophy.com. And then if you haven't yet signed up to be a part of our community, we send out weekly emails that include links to our latest podcasts, our incredible writings, our videos, and also special offers to our online and offline workshops and programs that we'll be rolling out in the next few months. So be sure to text the word embody, EMBODY, to the number 44222. So thanks so much. Until next time, friends. Bye-bye.